So here's going to be the biggest thing coming out of the game. We can talk about Detroit putting a thumping on Chicago and, the defense doing a celebration with Ben Johnson's play in the end zone. Like Brian Branch said, like, we felt disrespected. He left. I know that Goff threw some cold water on the fuck Ben Johnson chants. And Johnson, even after the game, was like, hey, what do you want him to do? He goes on fourth down. Like they went for it on 4th and 8 in the red zone. And scored. And they put up a 50 burger on these guys. So it's proving two things. The Lions aren't dead, as we said they weren't. And, it's not all Ben Johnson up there. Jared Goff was fantastic. 5 touchdowns, shredded these guys. Scored 6 touchdowns in 7 red zone trips. It was like one of those days for them. Franchise record 8.8 yards per play against your old thing. You know what I'm saying? When your old thing comes in town. I'll also say this about the offense. You remember in the past, we were kind of imploring Detroit to make a move for a possession receiver outside the numbers. They got their slot, they got their tight end, they got the 2 weapons in the backfield. Tesla, you found him. Another circus catch on the sideline. Throw him a fade. Like just give him a chance.
Yep.
He can make catches. He blocks his ass off. Hutch got on the board with a sack. That was great. Davenport. But let's move to the Chicago Bears, because this is where it's going to get a little spicy, I think. I read and gathered that Caleb played poorly after the game. Now, I watched the All-22 this morning, and I didn't see it. I thought he played fine. I think watch J.J. McCarthy yesterday and watch Caleb Williams. There's not a lot of intermediate throws that he misses on, and he makes a lot of throws that would be the top 5 throw of a quarterback's day. He was more on time. He grew, I think, from week 1 to week 2. They're not there yet. This team's not there yet. And I think ultimately what happens is, and I threw cold water on this last year because of the hype train, there's no doubt he's got tools, and I still feel that way. But you don't just insert a quarterback into a locker room and all of a sudden win the Super Bowl. Okay? It doesn't work that way. This roster's a little ways off. Okay? You want him to score 50? Like, is that how you're going to win games in the NFC North? I think he looked fine. I think the Bears are further behind than people thought, and that's okay if you understand what you're looking at. But if you don't, you put it all on the quarterback. I think that the Bears, their measuring stick was the Lions, and it showed them how far away they still are. And the Lions a week ago, their measuring stick was kind of the Packers from a roster construction standpoint. It's an even bigger delta between the Lions and the Bears than it is between the Packers and the Lions.
Yeah.
Like, there's a ways that they have to go. So, Bo, I know you looked at this game closely.
Yeah, I mean, I first of all, I love the levity out of you, Chris. That's rare in this media-driven industry.
Where was the levity?
The levity. I think like Caleb Williams is so polarizing. People love
pop quiz. What's levity?
Levity is just like, just nice.
No. He doesn't. He's laughing.
I don't know, but I would have tried to explain it if I didn't.
Levity is more like keeping it light, having fun. Like humor.
Well, I love that too out of you. Anyway, what I was saying,
I love the levity too.
It's good job keeping it levititious. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah. Caleb Williams, right? So I think the interesting thing to me is, you know how it goes with the beginning of games offensively. Like, you have a script, okay?
Yeah.
And a lot was made about, in the first game of the season for Caleb Williams with 10 for 10 or whatever. Like, there's points early in this game where he looked really good. They got a little behind early. A fumble kind of derailed them, but there was a stretch where they looked really in rhythm. Like, it seemed like he was following Ben Johnson's script. Like, they had their plan and they were sticking to it. And I'm like, okay, like, I see this. Like, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Caleb Williams. And then they kind of got off script, especially at times with that pick that he threw. He's being chased down and trying to
second
make a
and 32.
And threw a bad pick. And it's like, you can see that the tools are there. you just want to see them like stay on task, stay on script, kind of keep their plan going and progress throughout these games. And then obviously this game got away from them because the Lions were murdering them, murdering the Bears defensively. But like, I'm with you, man. Like I like what I'm seeing from Caleb Williams. And I think there are going to be points where he puts it together. The big thing for me, and you kind of touched on this too, is, you know, with this game, like the Lions looked so poised. They looked just comfortable offensively. They crush it. But where my mind kind of goes with that is like, I think the Packers are just really that fucking good because they made the Bears look really bad in week 1.
My Super Bowl.
Or they made the Lions look bad. And
they made the Lions look bad.
I think the Lions will tell you, hey, we'll play a lot better when we see them the second time. And I think you know, like listen to Kelvin Joseph talk about you know, their defensive performance the first week. Like they did a lot of things well. You know, like from a number standpoint, like he was making a case at the podium about like, hey, we weren't that bad. We're not that far off. I think that's what they believe. I think they think they'll be in that game. But like, you got the Lions on the worst day. You got Dan Campbell. Like that was like Dan Campbell without a dip. You know what I mean? Like he had nicotine withdrawals. Like that's the kind of mood the Lions were in, dude. And in that scenario, you don't want to see that team. I will say this about Chicago. They ran the ball well. They got on the perimeter, ran the ball well. Bo, I'm sure you saw that. Like, I honestly think this is one where people are going to look at the scoreboard and blame it all on the quarterback. But no quarterback can win with 52 points on the board. To beat the Lions, you have to keep the game in phase. And they didn't do that. So,
Chris, the Bears had 134 yards rushing. Like, I like what I saw. Swift too, 12 carries, 63 yards. Like he had a fumble that wasn't good, but I mean, offensively, there's not a lot the Bears can do. I think the biggest thing that I want to mention earlier, and I forgot, the Lions O-line looked phenomenal, and that's a good unit. You know, they missed Ragnow. They had to shuffle some pieces around in the interior of their offensive line. Zeitler left, shit like that, but like they didn't give up a single sack. Yeah, they just looked like so comfortable. The entire team coming off of a week 1 loss on the road. Like you're at home, you're against your, you know, one of your former guys who left to go to Bears, division rival. They looked so poised, so comfortable. Everything they were doing was working. Sick one-handed snags from Tesla, so much space, those intermediate throws from Goff that we see. Like they looked like the Lions from last year, and that's kind of what you want to see after week 1.
Keep in mind for that. John Morton, Kelvin Shepherd just started.
Yep.
So like, give him some time. You know, and I believe in Detroit. Now I also believe in the quarterback on the other side. I think he'll be fine. Like, watch the tape. I implore somebody to watch every throw he made, because there's a lot of zingers in the middle of the field where you're like, damn, not a lot of guys can put that much mustard on intermediate throws with the accuracy and the quick release. Like when you hone him in to actually play within the structure of an offense, he's going to be fun. That's up to him,
right?
And Ben Johnson. So
I think that's exactly where you saw the jump this week, was that confidence, cutting the ball loose down the field. We all saw those throws week 1 where you're like, you just want to see him take it. Those throws were schemed open. He's playing faster than he was last year. And just to throw out a pretty wild stat, with as good as Detroit's offense was yesterday, the Bears had more explosive plays on the day.
It's kind of crazy.
It was pretty wild.